It's Monday, and a new expectation arrives, a priority, a framework, a reporting process, a system initiative, and often the intent is sound. The system may be trying to improve equity, strengthen consistency, protect well-being, or make learning more visible. But the leader receiving that expectation is also holding a real community in mind. They know the staff history, they know the current capacity, they know which initiatives are already underway. They know where trust is strong, where it's fragile, and where yet another demand may just create movement without meaning. That is the leadership moment where compliance, judgment, and responsibility meet. And too often, we treat that moment as if there were only two choices: comply with the ritual or resist the expectation. But experienced leaders know the work is more subtle than that. There's another professional practice available. I call it strategic compliance. Strategic compliance is the discipline of honoring intent without abandoning judgment. It's not avoidance, it's not resistance, it's not a way to appear aligned while quietly doing something else. Strategic compliance takes the expectation seriously enough to ask what purpose is it meant to serve, and how that purpose can be served responsibly in their unique context. Every system requirement carries an intent. A reporting template may be trying to create transparency. A literacy initiative may be trying to improve learning. A well-being framework may be trying to protect young people. A curriculum direction may be trying to strengthen consistency. Those purposes matter, but the visible form of an expectation is not always the same as its intent. A school can complete the form, follow the process, collect the evidence, and use the right language, while the deeper purpose remains completely untouched. That's why the first question is not simply, did we comply? The stronger question is, what is the intent? That question changes the leadership conversation. It moves attention beneath the visible requirement and towards the educational purpose the requirement is meant to serve. What is this trying to protect? What is this trying to improve? What quality is this trying to strengthen? What risk is it trying to reduce? Once the intent is clear, the second question becomes possible. What does our community need? And that's not an escape clause, it's a professional question. Because context matters. A highly mobile school may need to honor a literacy priority differently from a stable community school. A school rebuilding staff trust may need to sequence professional learning differently from a school with strong collaborative routines. A school already carrying several major reforms may need to integrate a new expectation carefully rather than layering it on as another visible demand. The intent may be the same, the response pathway may differ, and this is where professional judgment matters. Leadership is not simply receiving expectations and passing them unchanged onto the school. Leadership requires more than implementation, it requires interpretation. Translation, sequencing, adaptation, explanation, monitoring. This is the bridge strategic compliance creates. It connects system expectation with local reality. It keeps the leader accountable for the intent, the reasoning, the adaptation, and the impact. Strategic compliance can only work if it remains explicit. A leader should be able to say, this is the intent we're honoring, this is the evidence we're considering, this is what our community needs, and this is how we're adapting the pathway. This is how we will monitor the impact. And that's not weak accountability, that's visible professional judgment. And visible judgment matters because hidden judgment is easily misread. Sequencing can look like delay. Adaptation can look like reluctance. Contextual judgment can look like inconsistency. So strategic compliance has to be explainable. It has to remain connected to evidence. It has to be open to challenge. And it has to remain accountable to the purpose of the work. This idea sits at the center of my leadership paper, The Sustainability Myth. Because when leaders are held accountable for outcomes while having less room to exercise judgment, leadership becomes harder to sustain. Strategic compliance gives leaders language for a more professional pathway, a way to honor system intent, to serve local community, and to remain accountable for impact. So the next time an expectation arrives, pause before moving straight into implementation. Ask two questions. What is the intent? And what does our community need? Because the goal is not simply to comply with the ritual, the goal is to honor the purpose.